You're probably wondering what is the big deal with the square? It's just a black square. Well, on June 2nd of 2020, this black square took over Instagram with over 100,000 people posting it throughout the day under the hashtag Blackout Tuesday. That event was created to draw attention to the impact of the Black Lives Matter movement in America, and also to commemorate and memorialize George Floyd and Breonna Taylor, who died at the hands of police officers earlier this year, and recognize the hundreds of other Black Americans who died at the hands of police officers over the years. The problem with the square is in the execution, not with the square itself. It was inherently a good thought. There wasn't anything wrong with it because the point of it was to draw attention to the matters at hand. But the problem was that in the end it was just a black square. It wasn't doing anything. It wasn't spreading any awareness or sharing any information. In the end, it really was just a black square. This action drew out a lot of performative activists. If you're wondering what performative activism is, essentially it is when people, typically social media influencers and celebrities, act on activism not because they care about the issues, but because they want to gain popularity or clout online. Performative activism on social media can be as simple as posting this black square, or as many celebrities have done, will go to a protest, take a picture of themselves, and then leave 5 minutes later, not actually caring about what the protest is trying to achieve, but in going in hopes that it will gain them more followers online. The problem with performative activism is threefold. One, it blocks legitimate information from getting to people on social media. Two, it reinforces the privilege that people, especially non-marginalized communities, have that allows them to stay silent on issues. And three, it minimizes the importance and complexity of these issues at hand by simply reducing it to a picture, or in our case, a black square. Going on to the first issue, that it blocks legitimate information from spreading to people, we have to first take a look at the way Instagram's algorithm is designed. The way it works is that hashtags, which allow you to reach several posts that have to do with whatever the hashtag says, in our case, things like activism or Black Lives Matter, works is that the more followers or likes you have on a post, the higher up you will be on somebody's recommended page. So if someone with 3 million followers posted this black square under hashtag Black Lives Matter, and someone else posted information about a protest going down in New York but only had 50,000 followers, the person who posted with 3 million followers will be more likely to be seen, even though they don't have any information that has any relevancy in today's activist world. This can be seen very prevalently in the Kardashian-Jenner family. If you don't know who they are a very influential and rich family that is based in Los Angeles. They have a hit TV show as well as several spin-offs, different businesses, and different video games. So it's safe to say they hold a lot of influence in today's community. The Kardashian-Jenner family is very famous for appropriating black culture, but staying silent when it comes to issues involving black people, especially in America, such as the Black Lives Matter movement. So if they were to post this black square, people would be seeing that instead of information that other people are trying to get out, such as places where you can petition, or places you can donate, or places that you can attend that are hosting events that have to do with the issues at hand. Now, the Kardashians aren't the only people to do this. In fact, even people who aren't technically people are doing this. And what I mean is that big name brands are also doing this. In fact, when you look at it, a lot of people do this not only for Black Lives Matter, but also for Pride Month. Pride Month, if you don't know, is a month every year where we dedicate it to LGBT plus community, which allows them to celebrate themselves. A lot of companies will come out with merchandise that is Pride or rainbow themed for a much higher price than their regular merchandise. But when you look at it, a lot of the people who come out with Pride merch actually do not donate or do anything to help LGBT plus communities. In fact, 46% of companies that have Pride merch do not donate or help communities other than coming out with rainbow themed merchandise. According to reboot.online.com, a company based in the UK that studies the business of different companies, they found that 1 in 10 LGBT people are afraid to buy rainbow stuff because they don't want to secretly be exploited or buy from a company that actually does not support LGBT plus communities. These two organizations or movements aren't the only ones who fall victim to this. You also see this a lot with things like breast cancer awareness, with companies coming out with items that are pink for a higher price to raise awareness for these issues without actually doing anything, or will be doing the minimum, like donating 5% of their profits. The second problem is that it reinforces the privilege that people have that allows them to stay silent on issues. Non-marginalized communities, like people who are not Black or people who are not LGBT, can stay silent on these issues, or will do things such as posting the black square that we brought up earlier, and will stay silent on Instagram for a day to draw attention to the problem. But then the next day will go on and post pictures of them eating brunch with their friends or hanging out at the beach. By doing so, it reinforces the privilege that other people have. It allows them to stay silent on issues, look as if they care about it, and then move on and not give these movements another thought because they are not the ones who are being affected by these issues. Lastly, the problem with performative activism is that it minimizes the complexity and importance of these issues to just being a black square or canceling somebody for a day. If you don't know who Jeffree Star is, he is a very influential YouTuber who has, I believe, 6 million subscribers online and has a very large fan base and several different items up for sale that are very expensive, such as collaborations with makeup companies to release makeup, or different merchandise such as hoodies and hats. The problem with him is that although he is part of the LGBT plus community, he is very racist and transphobic, and will continuously do very controversial and racist things, such as saying the N-word online or posting about things online. This has caused people online to cancel him several times, but with each time, it only will last about a week before going back to how it was, with him having a lot of influence over the communities. it also allows companies to do this. For example, you can look at dollskill.net. If you don't know what they are a fashion company that sells merchandise would that sells merchandise that specifically caters to people who are the alternative or emo community. But the owner of Dollskill recently came out saying that they don't support Black Lives Matter because they don't think it's really a problem. This is very problematic because they're essentially denying that there is an issue within America that black people are not being unjustly killed at the hands of police and such. Although people have canceled them online, they still have a lot of people buying their merchandise and they still make a lot of money now.